What's up, guys? It's been about 5 months since my first list of the best heroes in Star Wars Battlefront 2, so I thought it was about time that I made an update video. A lot has changed since the first list. There have been multiple buffs and nerfs, some heroes have been exploited since then, and we also have a new hero in Finn that wasn't even in the original list. So there's plenty of change to go around. This list, like the first one, won't be just based on what the best hero is as far as getting kills. It will also be based on how fun they are to control, how balanced they are, as well as how good they are on the Galactic Assault front, as well as in heroes versus villains. So without further ado, let's see the new list. In dead last, we have Han Solo. The first time around, Han Solo was ranked as the 4th best hero, but time has not been good to Han. The powers that once seemed cool, like Detonite Charge and Shoulder Charge, now are just referred to as lame. Shoulder Charge is usually just a suicide run in Galactic Assault, and is only useful in heroes vs villains if you can catch a hero standing alone, which is relatively rare in that game mode. Detonite Charge can still be useful, but that's about it for Han's abilities. Han has been pretty desperate for a health buff since the game's inception, something that has never happened, and Han's star cards do little to enhance himself in the game either. Overall, he has become a pretty easy selection for dead last. Second to last in 7th, we have Finn. Finn came out of the gate on fire when The Last Jedi DLC was released. His Deadeye ability was super overpowered, and Finn received a well-deserved nerf shortly after release. Ever since then, Finn has struggled to really separate himself as a hero. His EL-16 HFE is fun to use and effective, and none of his powers are specifically bad. There's just nothing overly special about his character in its current form. He doesn't stand much of a chance in heroes vs villains and can lose health rapidly in Galactic Assault. Finn is a balanced hero, but not particularly fun or unique to play as. In 6th place is Chewbacca. Chewie is probably the best hero in heroes vs villains. His shock grenade and furious bowcaster are great at melting through other heroes, and he is just basically a tank in the game mode. Where Chewie struggles is in Galactic Assault, where he is arguably the worst hero. Chewie's bowcaster just doesn't help him that much in a wide open battlefront where Chewie is unable to take hits. Even with extra star cards, Chewbacca still struggles to take the hits, and then he is also unable to evade because of his slow running and dodging ability. Chewbacca is also arguably worse than the Wookiee warrior, who has similar powers but only costs a mere 3,000 battle points, so that probably doesn't help Chewie's case either. In 5th place, just like the first time around, it's Luke Skywalker. Luke got a nice mini buff just a few months ago, and has greatly increased his effectiveness. He is now one of the better heroes vs villains choices because of his 2 abilities of repulse and push that can both knock over enemies. Luke's rush ability is also better than it once was. He's not quite as effective in Galactic Assault, but he's far from bad. There's not a lot of bad when it comes to Luke, there just isn't quite enough good to get him any higher on the list. But I can say he has improved from how he was when I first made this list. In 4th place, it's Leia Organa. Leia hasn't had much in the way of buffs or nerfs since her character was first released, which is good because she doesn't need any. She's a balanced character with a specific set of skills, sniping and team support. In Galactic Assault, she's as good a blaster hero as you're going to find. On wide open maps, she's extremely dangerous thanks to her secondary fire option, which will lock onto targets, although this can also play against her because on crate, it's just simply broken. She loses some points for that. Her shield can be a great help to teammates, but doesn't do much for her, and her rapid E11 is great for players who want to make the quick switch to close combat every once in a while. Leia's design and style is also unique and different, and no, I'm not just talking about her ass, but it's still pretty thick. Just saying. In Heroes vs Villains, Leia does lose some points since she's far less effective, especially with her shield. However, DICE has said they plan on adjusting that problem, so we will see. In 3rd place, it's Lando Calrissian. Lando makes a big jump on this list from 6 to 3 because he's shown himself over time to be a better option than I had originally thought. Lando's blaster is about as deadly as it gets for a hero blaster, and his abilities give him great ways to avoid danger, like the smoke grenade and shock mines. His sharp shot is still one of the coolest abilities in the game and is very fun to use. Lando is probably better from a distance, but up close he's far from useless. Lando is also a good choice in heroes vs villains, mostly because of sharp shot, but his smoke grenade and night vision scope don't hurt him either. Number 2 overall is Rey. Rey may be the best hero as far as getting kills, but she has just barely dropped from her number 1 spot this time around because her balancing still needs work. I had said the first time around that Rey may need a bit of a nerf, and she has received a few of them, but they still haven't seemed to fix the problem. She still comes off as not quite balanced enough. Now don't get me wrong, she's still finishing number 2 because she's so good to play as no matter the game mode. She's the best at making good, consistent contact with her saber, and her insight is extremely useful to the entire team. She also probably has the best skins in the game too, so that's just as an extra. The new #1 hero is Yoda. Yoda probably received the most major buff of all the heroes, and this is one that DICE got perfectly right. They took a hero that wasn't quite balanced or fun and was more underwhelming, then took that character and made it one of the most fun to play as characters in the game. Yoda not only is one of the best at getting kills, he also feels very true to the character as he zips around the battlefield, disorienting the opponents as he goes. His unleashed power is better than ever with a recent buff, and his character is more effective now in Heroes vs. Villains thanks to a slight buff in that area. Now, he's not quite perfect, but he still comes off as the best hero overall in my opinion. So do you guys agree with me? Is Yoda the best, most balanced, and most fun hero overall, or am I a fool? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you have not already, hit the bell for notifications as well. Check out our streams, we got a lot more coming, and watch because the Redux for the top villains is coming soon. Ta-ta!
Goopa Noopa.